Hello and welcome to One Cool Thing, PC Mag's daily show where we show you one cool thing which we are testing out here in the PC Mag Labs. I'm Sasha Segan, this is Matt Buzzy, that is Windows 10. And if you are watching us live on Facebook, please ask us questions about this lovely white computer or anything else you may have questions about. If you're watching us later on YouTube, please like and subscribe and consider coming over to Facebook at 10 a.m. Eastern on weekdays to participate in all the One Cool Thing fun. Today we have, it's kind of an origin story.
It is a bit of an origin story. This is the Origin PC Chronos. Chronos is a name they've used, for a line of
over
these
time.
types. Over time, you could say.
Chronos. Over time.
Chronological tale we have for you today. Yeah, they've kind of taken different shapes, different form factors. We had the Chronos VR. This is just the Chronos.
Okay.
And what that means is a lot of power in a small form factor. This is a high-end, both gaming and kind of multimedia, if you want to go that route, desktop. As configured here, it's packed to the gills. It's just over $3,000, so not cheap. But you can start configurations at about $1,200, $1,225, and there are a ton of options when you're ordering online.
So in this small form factor, like especially once you're talking about gaming, once you're talking about the big graphics cards that you want for gaming, can you get sufficient cooling to run those graphics cards fast enough?
The professionals can. I think majority of users would have a hard time building a case. Mini ITX with a full size, as you can see in the side window,
1080.
a 1080 Ti in this small box. The liquid cooling, we'll open it up, but the radiator's attached to this back panel. It swings open. It definitely requires some professional work, or if you're a very good DIYer, to be able to do that sort of stuff itself. It gets hot. It didn't overheat or anything on me. It wasn't really throttling, but yeah, it's not the average thing someone can really do themselves.
Well, we have questions about this thing already.
Just how much is it?
So this, as configured, is like $3,060 roughly. As I said, you can configure literally anything inside of it.
Right, it starts at $1,224, but you don't want that one.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
That would be like, I think the processor starts real low. The card it's a whole different beast than what you're actually
It's a
getting.
glossy box containing not much.
Containing not much.
Yeah.
You can change. So what we have. I'll start with what we have, and then I'll talk about what you could change. This has a 4 terabyte hard drive. It has a 500 gigabyte SSD. Your collar's being unpopped, unceremoniously unpopped.
I did not know what was up with my collar. So
I love
thank you, mysterious collar pop.
Maybe he wanted it popped. Maybe that was a conscious style choice by Sasha. I don't know.
I don't know. This has a whole like Miami Vice vibe to it. Like I do feel like I'm going over Biscayne Bay in my Trans Am or whatever. I don't know.
So yeah, a ton of storage in here. 4 terabyte hard drive, 500 gigabyte SSD. There's 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is actually for that much money kind of a bit of a head turner. Eyebrow raiser, head scratcher, I should say. Because for gaming that is fine, but if you're going to do any of the like multimedia stuff, anyone paying that much is going to want 32 gigs of RAM.
Let's take the side off before we get the next.
Yeah, let's take the side off. Now, note that the door can't pull all the way away because of the cooler, so be warned. But yeah, it's just 2 simple hand screws in the back, which makes interior access very easy.
Boop.
And then if you hold that door there, that's pretty much it. So you're gonna have to like prop this up when you do this yourself if you're doing a one-man job.
But so one thing I notice in here is that because it's a small case, we don't have a lot of slots.
Not a lot of slots. There's no FreeDIMM slots. So the 16 again. So if you're gonna upgrade to that 32 gigs RAM, you're gonna need to replace these 6, not add more. Rather than 2 8s, you're going to want to get 2 16s.
There is room for another hard drive, looks like.
There's room for another drive. You can get up to, so when you're ordering, you can get up to 6 SSDs in this thing because of the M.2 slots. So you can get a ton of storage. When you're ordering 2, you can get up to like a 10 terabyte drive. You could pack all of those full of stuff. You could go up to a Titan. Either of the 2 new Titans if you want to add $3,000 onto the price of this. So all of that can fit in this. It's very effectively, it's a 600 watt power supply as well, which you would need to upgrade that if you want the super card.
Okay, let's pop this back on.
Yes.
And let's take some more questions.
I think you just answered it. He was asking what the power supply was.
Okay.
What the what was?
The power supply.
Yeah, 600 watts Silverstone.
Okay, so let's go around the back and let's talk about the ports, because I have a question for all you viewers. And sorry about my cough, by the way, my collar. I'm a hot mess today. Let's not publish this to YouTube, okay? So So on the back
it's
here,
deceptively heavy, isn't it? It's
yeah,
about 5
really
pounds.
Dense.
It's really
full
dense.
of stuff.
Yeah.
So on the back here we have a USB-C, one USB, what looks like 3.1, 4 USB 2.0s. They're not blue.
Yeah. Why not?
Oh no, there's another 2 USB 3s.
I think there's like 6 USB. Between the front and back total, there's like 6 USB 3s, a USB-C, and some
And then
USB
I
2s.
see here we've got we can do what looks like 5.1 audio, and the port I was asking about before the show, and I want to ask you, the viewers, about this port. SPDIF, okay? Who in like 1,000 hells uses SPDIF?
We got any diff heads out
Yeah,
there?
yeah. Diff
Shout
heads.
out.
What's going on? This is an optical audio standard from like 1998.
Yeah, there's people still using legacy equipment.
Yeah,
or
this is like the
audio
PS2 keyboard of audio. What the heck is going on here?
I don't know. There's a lot of SPDiffers out there.
Let's take another question. Okay.
So yeah, so you can configure. You can put in a much lesser graphics card. You can put in because this is all. How did I not get to this? The need for the liquid cooling, the need for the speed. This is an 8th generation processor. This is 8700K unlocked, and the speed showed it because on the single core or the stuff that doesn't stress multi-core performance as much, good scores. But on the stuff that uses multiple cores, it really takes utilizes the hyperthreading. This like off the charts, really high scores.
So when we're talking gaming performance, and then when we're talking multimedia production performance, how does this compare to its other leading competitors? And let me see if I can get the chart up in the review.
Sure.
Oh, I do not want the latest tech news right now. I'm giving you the latest tech news.
This is the latest tech news.
This is the latest tech news.
Website. Yeah, some comparisons. There you go. Comparisons include the Corsair One Pro, which is kind of a small pillar style computer, a little smaller. That had a higher clock speed, which is interesting because it had a higher clock speed, but a previous generation processor. So on the PC Mark test, which is just general productivity, it was actually a little faster because that really wasn't stressing out the cores. But when you jump up to the hyper-threading stuff, you see how much higher it scored on Cinebench.
Yeah,
it was a really speedy on video encoding.
And Handbrake, which basically just uses all the CPU cores all the time.
Yeah.
You're seeing like you're seeing a huge drop.
Yeah, even with a much lower clock speed than some of those other ones. So yeah, including a 5 gigahertz full-size desktop there.
Okay, and now let's look at and this really emphasizes something we've been saying at PC Mag for God, it feels like 10 years now, which is don't pay attention to clock speed above all things. Clock speed is not the most important measurement when it comes to your processor.
Yeah, these 8th gen, these 6-core 8th gen processors, they know what's up.
Yep. Okay. So let's go over to the gaming benchmarks, and what do we have here? What we have here appears to be really good gaming results.
Yes, super strong performance. You're not going to get 60. Any single card, unless you're going to go get one of those fancy schmancy Titans, is not going to do 60 frames 4K. It did peak up to about that on the Valley test on Ultra at Ultra settings in 4K, but that was an average of 59, so that means you're going to see some dips below that. So you're probably not going to want to play on 4K in most games. I did run The Witcher 3 though at 4K. I will say on Ultra settings it was fairly smooth. So it's possible, especially if you want to dial things down. So if you're set on playing a 4K monitor, it is possible. Generally speaking, though, the 1080 Ti is a really strong card. I think 1440p for most games, especially anything stressful or really performance-based, performance-heavy. You want to play PUBG? Don't play on 4K. That would be dumb. Play on 1440p, or even lower if you want. Yeah, compared to obviously the only thing that really makes it look slow by any stretch is the dual card systems. Because if you have 2 1080 Ti's, well, you're going to have a lot better performance.
So you can upgrade the storage, you can upgrade the RAM, sort of. Can you move that graphics card, or is that essentially bolted in because of the cooling?
Graphics card. You can move it. You can't add 2 because I mean.
But like in 2 years, could you replace it with the 2 years from now graphics card?
It depends. I think the thing that will restrict you, because this is a full-size card. They're using graphics card riser in there. It's very specifically built, but. Barring a card that really is extra size, does not keep to the same general size of this, there's a couple inches of room. You could swap this out. You won't need to for a while. The thing that would restrict you is probably the power supply. 600, I mean, for one card is you're set. But if you're going to go exorbitant, super high-end card, that I don't know, that may or may not be enough for that.
Okay. So, so now we really like this. It's got great performance. The pricing is okay. The case is really pretty, I gotta say. Although it's already getting some scratches over here.
No.
That's a little bit, yeah. The paint's a little bit scratched. Ooh. But it's not our editor's choice.
It's not an editor's choice. It could be editor's choice if you find a sweet spot for you. Could be your editor's choice if you find like a configuration sweet spot of what you need, really. But as configured, going all out, blowing out the specs almost like we did. It's hard to, because the price inflates so much because of the professional build that they do. They do all this for you. You get lifetime support. You don't have to deal with doing all this yourself.
That's nice.
All the premiums that are put on building something like this into this small of a case, from like a component to value point of view, it makes it a little harder to compare. And for the average person who's going to buy this, so the editor's choice sometimes is a little more contextual. But there's nothing wrong with this. Is the thing. So. Given that, yeah, it's, the Corsair One Pro is still editor's choice. It's only $2,200. That said, that's kind of a specialized build, and you're not going to be able to get in there and tinker with it as much as you could this, which is just a traditional layout. So for a lot of people, that wouldn't be satisfying, but as a box you can buy and kind of just set up and go and not have to worry about, the Corsair One Pro is a cheaper, similarly equipped option.
Do we have any more questions out there?
Why would anyone really care about it being small?
There's a couple
You don't
reasons.
have a lot of space.
Not a lot of space. It's a
Yeah.
physical, you know, if you live in an apartment, don't have much space. There's
Dorm
something,
room.
Dorm room. There's something cool about it being small. I don't know. People like to spend money on things that look cool and are cool. If you want to do that, go nuts. If you don't have floor space for your desktop and you want to put it on your desk.
Yeah, I mean, I do all of my work out of a collapsing IKEA secretary desk in my apartment, and I could put a computer on a shelf under the desk, but it would only fit a computer about this big. So yeah.
Also, I just remember this. You can order also, speaking of configuration options, it runs not only up and down the same scale, but you can hop over to AMD. You can put a Ryzen processor in this while ordering as well. It's not Intel exclusive for the AMD fans out there. So,
Super configurable.
yes,
So configurable.
Super.
So no answers on the SPDIF, I see.
No SPDIF heads.
I'm gonna be.
He's gonna bang that
wondering
SPDIF
about
drum.
this SPDIF thing all day. I'm gonna be Googling SPDIF fan message
Favorite new
boards.
interface. Find out what
Yeah.
people are doing with it.
Favorite old new interface. Let's take another question.
Wouldn't it be better to use a graphics accelerator housing with a laptop?
What was that? Graphics accelerator.
Housing with a laptop.
No.
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 If you want, because this isn't for for portability, obviously that's
Right.
not a thing. If you have a laptop that you already use and want to take with you everywhere, and you have a graphics card or would buy a graphics card, yeah, I guess it's a cheaper option. Whatever laptop you get will not be comparable to the other components in this besides the graphics card, unless
Right.
you're going to buy an already very expensive laptop.
But also, let me call out kind of one of the reasons you buy a desktop is you get to choose your monitor. You get a wide range of different possible monitors. You could change your monitor with time if you want to. Your keyboard, there's thousands of keyboards out there. You could pick your absolute favorite keyboard. You can pick, two different keyboards.
Yeah.
Similarly, your mouse. These Wi-Fi antennas here, much more powerful than Wi-Fi antennas on a laptop when they're attached.
Yes.
So there are still considerable advantages to having a desktop over a laptop if you don't need that portability.
Yeah, that could be a cheaper option. I could see what you're saying, because you just need the card and whatever laptop you may or may not already own. But yeah, you're stuck on the screen size, often smaller, probably 17-inch max. If you really want to invest into components this expensive, you're probably playing on something bigger, something higher res. You don't have that many QHD monitor laptops out there. There are some, but that's expensive also. You're already probably into $1,500 range. So then you add a $700 card and whatever else you need, you're already. The price isn't going to end up that different.
Laptops are nice. We love laptops.
Yeah,
Desktops
it's
are
a valid
also
option,
nice. We
but-
love desktops. There's reasons for both of them to exist.
Oh, another thing I did not mention. Now this is open. This is a little hard to show off.
Close.
Just one last trick. It's not that hard to do. I just don't want to
Okay.
do it on air. But you can lay this on any direction.
Oh, nice.
You can orient this. It lays on either side. You can even flip it upside down. These feet are magnetic. So now if I were to attach those to here, these become the feet. They did kind of slide around on me. I kind of started losing them. I found them like over here. But yeah, so that's just a fun sort of little side thing you could do. You can't do that to your laptop. You don't want to.
You don't want to have your laptop upside down.
No.
Any more questions?
Is there anything else out there smaller with better performance and better value?
There's a couple things. They usually come with caveats. I'd say like the Corsair One Pro, it is
right. That has better performance and better value, as you said.
Yeah. The parts are similar enough for the amount of money you're taking off that it's a good deal. But it doesn't have the sort of traditional build. You can't really get in there and swap the parts out because it's all this custom work that's in this this column. So yeah, that's why it's rated so high, because there isn't a lot of stuff this small that can do it. The Falcon Northwest Tiki is another one that you can configure similarly. It's even skinnier.
But the thing is, once you get to a smaller case than this, you can no longer fit a full-size graphics card.
Yeah, you can only go so far. The MSI Trident is kind of a console-sized solution to that, but it has like the MX cards in it, and it's not the same thing.
Yeah, this is not that much bigger than a console. Like this is yeah. Any more questions out there?
People are saying that the SPDIF is the optical audio port.
Right, but who uses it?
They're still including
Who has used it since 2003? That's what I'm asking. I'm not asking. I know it's an optical audio port from 1994 or whatever.
This question is why?
Why? You know, it's like I know what a PS2 keyboard port is, and God bless you, merry gentlemen, if you still use a PS2 keyboard, but still obsolete.
Obsolete.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like we have a response.
Great for short run audio, and will give the best audio possible. We have a couple of people.
See, okay.
There are some SPDIF heads. I knew you were out there.
Junkies in there. See, that's what I was hoping for. I
was figuring like the sort of older analog is kind of a reliable, very high, resolution setup,
digital.
but
it's digital. It's early digital.
It's early. Okay,
that's the thing.
I thought it was one of the last holdovers.
No, optical digital was the first way you could do digital audio. Directly transmitted, I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong. We have some more commentary.
Why bother with this for gaming over Xbox or PS4, as it's more expensive?
Because you are running PC games, which are superior games.
Yeah, where have you been for the last decade or two?
Yes. Because you can load Steam with its many thousands of games, which are of higher quality than your console games.
Yeah, with its many sales. Yeah, I mean, that's a preference thing. People like the mouse and keyboard layout. People like to play on PC. People like the mod community that exists on PC. People like the customization that exists on PC.
Yes.
A console, you're stuck into the same hardware for, essentially the Xbox One X. If you bought an Xbox One, now you got to buy a whole new box rather than upgrading, one component in this. Granted, a card could be as much as the Xbox One X.
People who play on consoles can't form coherent sentences.
Right, they don't shower, I hear.
People who play on consoles can't string together more than 2 or 3 thoughts in a row. It's really sad.
It's on the message boards out there. You'll see.
Yeah. Take another question, please.
Why don't they make everything, including the CPU, modular in these desktops to harness the power of customizability?
That's a good question.
Case size.
Yeah, in this case, it is about the size. You had to fit the power supply in here to begin with, so having a giant modular box. I don't even think width-wise most power supplies would fit.
Yeah, I mean you can get fully modular PCs with high-end components. The cases are just bigger.
Yeah.
Because what's happening here is that the build has been really optimized to use every square inch of space.
Yes. Yeah. If you want like a full size version, the Origin Neuron is kind of the step up. I really like that case that it's built into. The Fantech Evolve. It's super nice. That's our editor's choice for like high-end fancy, and it has 2 of these in it. So 2 of these graphics cards in it. So yeah,
awesome.
But because it's not miniaturized in such a way, it's only a couple $100 more expensive, even though it's so much more souped up because you don't have to. Get all the specialized
you're paying
components.
for this highly optimized compact build. Yeah. But once more, people who don't have a lot of space in their room appreciate that. If you do have a lot of space in your room, you can save some money and you can get some more flexibility by getting a larger PC.
Indeed.
Another question.
Well, someone says that for your information, SPDIF can carry 2 channels of uncompressed PCM audio or compressed 5.1/7.1 surround sound.
So
thank you.
That's one of the better answers.
That is a good answer.
Thank you.
Thank you for this answer. Okay. We have another question.
I'm going to add SPDIF to the pros.
Yeah, pros. We have another question or answer.
Is it liquid cooled?
It is liquid cooled. Stand it back up for you.
Okay.
Just one quick show in case you missed it. Yeah, this is liquid cooled. Oop, I turned it off.
And LED lit.
LED lit, liquid cooled. The radiator is on the back of the door here. Yeah, that kind of startled me the first time I opened it because you can. I went to like pull the door away by default and went, oh, that's attached. So don't do that. But yeah, it's There you go. Proof, evidence.
I gotta say, everything inside this case is gorgeous and looks high quality, except for that completely generic, obviously 5-cent LED strip at the bottom. Like,
look, it is what it is.
Yes, which you can buy on, you know, you can buy on Alibaba for like totally $0.
Yeah.
We have another question.
Oh, could you just recap the price and specs?
Yes, starts at $1224.
But you don't want that one.
But you don't want that one necessarily. That's like a really low spec version. I think it's a 1050 for that. I think it might be an i3. Ugh. So yeah.
What do you even do with that?
What do you even do? I don't know.
Yeah.
Edge, Microsoft Edge. Yeah. But this one is configured as just over $3,000. That has the 1080 Ti, the Intel Core i7 8700K, the liquid cooling, 600 watt power supply, 16 gigs of RAM. It's 266 megahertz HyperX RAM, I think. There's an Asus Strix motherboard under there, by the way. 4 terabytes of storage and a 500 gigabyte Samsung 960 EVO SSD.
Yeah, the important point is that this is one of those desktops where you can figure it up, you can figure it down, it can cost $2,000, it can cost $5,000. It really just depends on what you want to put in there.
Yeah, the options when you go to, if you just go to the site, you can get to there through our review from PCMag.com. Full review is up, 4 stars. You can click through and you'll be overwhelmed. Not overwhelmed, in a good way, by the options you get when you go to order, including 1,000 choices of storage capacity.
Any more comments?
Well, don't you think that desktop computing will be dead soon with fiber optic connections and high-powered cloud gaming computing?
No.
For example, OnLive.
Probably not for a while. I don't think the infrastructure for that is anywhere near close. You would know better than me. Is it anywhere near close enough?
So
I should have to take a breath.
Yeah. So I guess I've seen demos that can make your argument involving real 5G wireless technology. The U.S. broadband infrastructure and U.S. home broadband has not proven to be adequate for a full cloud desktop experience. Yeah. Okay.
The technology exists. I think rolling it out to the average consumer is which is kind of what you're talking about, replacing desktop computing, is nowhere near.
Right. So the next chance, like the next chance with a lot of things, like the next chance with home broadband competition, comes with 5G. But we're not going to see those kinds of 5G networks fully rolled out with their full capabilities until at least about 2022. So could there be a great cloud-based PC solution on 5G networks starting in 2022, 2023? Yeah, maybe.
For some
Could
people.
the carriers completely screw us and ruin all of this? Yeah, maybe. So, I mean,
will you have to pay more because of a lack of net neutrality for your high-end service that can actually get you that internet speed?
You know,
maybe.
So desktop computing definitely still has, I mean, desktop gaming. What we're talking about here is desktop gaming.
Yes.
Desktop gaming still has, at the very least, several years left on its life.
Yeah. 5 minimum, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
I would not say dying. Yeah, I think. Furthermore, I think even if you get a semi-reliable connection, and this does work out, it's really, really, really hard to replicate the local hardware experience. And people buying stuff that's this expensive are enthusiasts. If you're dropping frames or seeing micro stutter because you are connected to a server far away to run your hardware, I mean, I
think your mention of OnLive is really telling, because OnLive has been around since, what, 2013, 2012? OnLive has been around for quite some time and has not taken off that far because we don't have the wireless infrastructure. Yeah. We're good? Wow, this has been a great discussion. I am sorry for having been such a mess this show. The coughing and the collars and the insulting console gamers. What is up with me today? But in any case, thank you all for watching. This has been One Cool Thing with PCMag.com. If you are on Facebook, come back at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow for another cool thing. If you are on YouTube, at least don't click the thumbs down button today. Come on, it's the holidays.
If you're using SPDIF, keep it up.
Yeah.